Good morning, everyone. So, what is self-hypnosis and how does it work? This video is a chance for me to explain to you a little bit about my experiences of self-hypnosis, how I became a hypnotherapist and why I love it, and how self-hypnosis can help, well, anyone, including people just like you. So, to understand what self-hypnosis is, first we need to understand what hypnosis is and what we mean by that term. So hypnosis, a lot of people equate with sleep, of course coming from the Greek hypnos, meaning sleep. Morning James, thanks for watching. So hypnosis isn't sleep, but there are certain similarities because there's two elements to hypnosis. There is the trance-like state, which people often refer to as sleep, and there is suggestion. Now the trance-like state is something that you yourself, watching this, have already experienced before, many times in your life. So that could be, for example, when you make a journey that you make on a regular basis, whether that's walking or driving, and before you know it you arrive at your destination and you don't even remember the journey. That's just one tiny example of many that you probably experience regularly in your life, like queuing in a supermarket or a convenience store. There's maybe half a dozen people in front of you, and then you prepare to wait and you stand at the back of the queue, and then before you know it the cashier's calling you over. Can I help? Oh, sorry, I was in another world, I was somewhere else, I drifted off. Anytime you find yourself using an expression like one of those, the chances are what's actually happened is you've entered into a very light form of trance. It's where the conscious mind starts thinking about maybe what you're going to have for dinner tonight, what you're going to wear at the weekend, or whatever it might be. And then before you know it, your mind has just switched off and you've just drifted away. Your subconscious mind takes over. So especially in the example of driving, your subconscious knows what to do to keep you safe and make sure that you're doing it. The moment someone cuts you up, you react and you become alert and aware again. It's not unsafe, it's perfectly natural and it's perfectly normal to enter that relaxed trance state. That's a very shallow version of it. The way that we use it when we use hypnosis, whether that's self-hypnosis or hypnotherapy or to a point stage hypnosis, but I won't talk about that in this video, it's about altering the brainwave pattern. So you actually go through a lower brainwave pattern state as you go down into a deeper trance. And there's various different levels, but that's a whole other video in itself, which I may have to do this week, next week. So that's one element, is that trance-like state. The other side of hypnosis is suggestion. Now again, we are surrounded by suggestions all day long, every day. That could be a big billboard that says, buy this burger. You see it and you think, oh, I really fancy a McDonald's. Other burgers are available. Or it could be suggestions from people closer to you. Strangers on the street, people bullying you, or people that are friends and supporting you. People telling you that you're fat, that you're awkward, that you're unlikable, whatever it might be. They're just suggestions based on how that person either thinks and feels or just what they feel like saying at the time. There's not necessarily much meaning or thought behind it. But we can choose whether or not we accept those suggestions. And we can do that on a very conscious and very aware way, and I highly recommend that you do start to become more aware of what you let in and what you keep out. But of course, the closer that person is to you, the more you value their opinion, the more you look up to them, the more that suggestion is going to matter to you, the more impact that suggestion is going to have. So if maybe you walk into a networking meeting or you walk into work and it's a group of people that you know and are familiar with, some of whom you respect, some maybe not so much, you walk up to someone and they go, oh, you're looking good today. How does that make you feel? Makes you feel good, right? Or someone could say, oh, you're right, you look tired. Oh yeah, now you mention it, I am tired actually. Now you mention it. And that's quite interesting because what generally actually happens there is that someone suggests that you feel tired by saying, oh, you look tired, are you alright? And because they've mentioned that you look tired and they're suggesting that you might feel tired, you start to notice whatever signs and symbols there are that suggest that you might be tired, and you become more aware of it. I do look tired, don't I, David? To be fair, I did get up very early today, but I'm not feeling tired. I'm feeling wide awake and buzzing because I've got a day full of fantastic clients today. My next client I'm really, really looking forward to, but I can't say any more than that because, well, client confidentiality and all that jazz. So, yes, when someone says, oh, you look tired or you look good, and it makes you feel that way, that's because they're suggesting that you may wish to feel that way. Of course, it's also because someone says a nice thing and we feel good about that. But another example of that would be, actually, slight side topic, but an interesting one. You know when you're falling asleep and you're just drifting off and maybe you're kind of half asleep, daydreaming a little bit, and you dream or think about tripping up or falling off a cliff or things like this. This is quite a common thing that goes through people's minds as they're sleeping or coming out of sleep. And your leg jerks. And you know that your leg jerked because you were about to trip or fall in your dream or half-dream, daydream state. Interestingly enough, that's not actually what's happening. Normally, what happens is you have what's called a myoclonic jerk, that's where the knee twitches, and then your brain has to make up a reason why you did that so it makes sense. And that's when you create that dream, that daydream state, imagination thing, that feels like you were about to trip or about to fall or jump off a cliff or whatever it might be. Interesting, that. Yeah, I can see in the comments a few people are saying they've experienced that. Absolutely, it's a very common thing. Anyway, back onto topic. So hypnosis is partly about that trance state and it's partly about the suggestions. Of course, those suggestions become even more powerful in your daily life the closer that person is to you. So if your parents, especially when you're younger, because they are your world, right? In most situations, you look up to your parents, that's from a young age your main point of reference on what it means to be you. So if they say something, generally that's going to have even more impact. But as we get older, some people learn very quickly that it's necessary to learn to reject their parents' suggestions so that they can thrive and do their own thing. Of course, there's one person though, one person in this whole world whose opinion you value more than anybody else's. And that's yourself. Because if it wasn't your opinion, you wouldn't agree with it. The very fact that it's your opinion means that you agree and you value it. So if you're saying to yourself that you're looking good and feeling good, you're more likely to look good and feel good. If you're saying to yourself that you're no good at this, that you always struggle with that you'll never be any good at this, it's far more likely that that's going to come true because you're telling yourself that, you're suggesting that to yourself. And here's the thing, the more that you repeat it, the more it gets absorbed into that subconscious. So just think now for a moment, how would you feel about somebody else if they speak to you the way that you speak to yourself? Yes, you do need to start doing more positive talk. Absolutely, completely agree with you. And I really like that you said you need to start doing more of the positive talk, rather than what commonly people would say is, oh yeah, I need to stop putting myself down. Because the moment you talk about the negative, even if you're saying it's something you need to stop or something not to do, the subconscious doesn't really understand the difference there. It doesn't understand the word don't, because it has to imagine what it is that you're saying you don't want to do in order to know not to do it. And so it creates this whole thing for yourself. That's, again, a whole other video. So self-hypnosis is combining those two. It's taking yourself into a deep and relaxed state, a lower brainwave pattern, where the conscious mind and all of its doubts, concerns, confusion and all of that just gets out of the way. And instead, take yourself into that wonderful state where you can work directly with your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind is so much more powerful than you realise. So much more powerful than your conscious mind. The conscious mind and our awareness is just the tip of the iceberg compared to the power of the subconscious below. So self-hypnosis is about connecting with that power, connecting with that subconscious, using the right positive language to deliver beneficial suggestions that are going to help you and move you forward. But then at the same time doing so in that relaxed state, which, to be fair, is a great way to do it just because it feels so good. So in that wonderful relaxed state, where you're connecting more directly with the subconscious, making those positive suggestions that of course need to be worded cleverly and in the right way to really work on a subconscious level. It's amazing what you can achieve with that. 12 years ago, I went and learnt self-hypnosis for myself. It was amazing. And I remember laying there thinking that this guy that was talking to me at the time has the best job in the world. He gets to spend his life empowering other people to change theirs. That's amazing. So that's what I decided I wanted to do. I wanted to spend my life not just helping other people, because hey, I like helping other people. That's not my purpose. That's just a hobby. That's nice. My purpose is not helping people. It's empowering people to help themselves. That's why I do what I do. That's why I then went and studied hypnotherapy and NLP and various other things since then. Because I really, honestly, truly believe that I want to spend my life showing other people, helping other people to connect with themselves, empower themselves to make those changes, to improve their lives. And as cheesy as that may sound, it's true and I love it. So that's what self-hypnosis is. That's what it's all about. I could talk for much, much longer about it, but I won't. But if you would like to find out more, then I am having an evening, an open evening, where I go into a bit more detail about it. And if you'd like details about that, please get in touch. Or, of course, you'd be more than welcome to come and join me on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of March. So that's a Friday evening, all day Saturday and all day Sunday, for my next self-hypnosis workshop, where I can teach you the skills that you need to not just decide what kind of changes you want to make, but to learn how to put them into action. Not just the ones you want now, but to have the skills you need to do that in the future, anytime you need, for any time that you want to make positive changes to your life. If that's something that you're interested in, drop me a message, comment below, I'll get in touch. Thanks very much. See you later.